I'm not playing badminton. I'm not on the swim team. Football is a physical sport. You're going to get hurt. That comes with it. And it was just very unfortunate that I got hurt every season. It's part of the game. It's a contact sport. I can only control what I can control, and I can't control that. Which team should trade up to get Tua?
Believe it or not, I would say the New England Patriots. I would say the Miami Dolphins, but they have the number 5 pick, so that's just my mentality. I don't need to think about a top 5 team right now. I look at the New England Patriots because, you know, you've got the number 23 overall pick, if I remember correctly, plus you've got 2 compensatory picks that you can add into the equation. I don't know if that would be enough to move up to get somebody the quality of Tua, but I'm just thinking in terms of a team, an ideal situation for him. Again, his skills are not an issue. The issue for him is his durability. That's about it. Well, guess what? Tom Brady made a career getting rid of the ball inside of 2 seconds, if I remember correctly. Dan Orlovsky, you can educate me on that. But he's known for getting rid of the ball relatively quickly. Last time I checked, Josh McDaniel, his offensive coordinator, is still in New England. Bill Belichick is still in New England. And if they could get Tom Brady to get rid of the ball relatively quickly, they can certainly get Tua to do that as well. That, combined with his ability to throw the football with accuracy, fresh off of completing 71% of his passes as a star quarterback at Alabama this past season, I think that you could ultimately do some things. I'm not saying it's going to happen. Please don't get me wrong, because if I'm a team, I wouldn't give up the opportunity to get him. If I was, you know, anywhere from 3 on down in the draft, I would not give up the opportunity to grab Tua if I needed a quarterback. But in the event that a team is fortunate enough to be able to pull this off, I'm thinking about the system the New England Patriots have, the coaching, Bill Belichick, his close relationship with Nick Saban. I'm trying to tell y'all, HBO's Nick Saban, Bill Belichick, The Art of Coaching. Y'all need to watch that. That was a special, special program. You'll learn a lot about how these guys think and what great coaches think like. I think that you can learn some things. They obviously have a very, very close relationship spanning decades. They're very familiar with one another. Obviously, Nick Saban coaching Tua, that would facilitate a smooth transition to a Bill Belichick, along with that system, along with the willingness to protect the quarterback by helping him get rid of the ball more expeditiously. I think those things will work for Tua, and I think Tua's talents will work for Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniel. I'd love to see New England pull that off. Don't think they will, but I'd love to see it.
I don't see it happening, and I don't think that's the Patriot way, Stephen A. That, you know, Bill Belichick does not reach in the draft for quarterbacks. He finds value. That's why Tom Brady was a 6th-round pick. Where was Stidham drafted? Not in the 1st round. He'll find value. Garoppolo was kind of a high draft pick for them, 2nd-round pick, and not high up. You know, that's not the Patriot way. I think it's actually much more likely that if Detroit takes Tua, maybe they trade Stafford to the Patriots, something like that, if the Patriots were going after a name. I think the team that should trade for Tua is, in fact, the team you mentioned, the Miami Dolphins. They have 3 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks, and they're kind of loaded on the low. They need a quarterback, and they need a young quarterback who can grow with the team. And if you have 3 first-round picks, it's probably only going to cost you 2 of them to move up 2 spots in the draft to make sure you get your guy, assuming, you know, Washington doesn't take him, which I think is a fair assumption. Tua in Miami makes all the sense in the world. And by the way, who was he compared to by Trent Dilfer recently, among Aaron Rodgers, among others? Dan Marino, in terms of his arm talent. It's been a long time since the Miami Dolphins had a quarterback like that, with that kind of high-end talent. And given the kind of talent they've stockpiled and the draft picks they would still have, I think it makes all the sense in the world for him to go to Miami, where the AFC East now seems, at least, to be up in the air more than it's been in like 20 years.
I agree with Max. The obvious answer is the Miami Dolphins. Number one, the Miami Dolphins are the same organization that, I don't know, like 12 years ago, maybe 10 years ago plus, passed on the opportunity to bring Drew Brees in because they were fearful of that shoulder injury. And they've been searching for Drew Brees ever since. So they don't want to have that bug bite them twice. Number two, I've been adamant that Tua needs to sit, that Tua needs to redshirt in this 2020 NFL season. And when you look at at Chris Greer, their general manager in Miami, and then Brian Flores, their head coach. Neither of them have the pressure to win right now. Coming off of an unexpected successful season last year and the long-term contract and the good things that are happening in Miami, they don't have to force Tua on the field right away where, if they're struggling as a football team and they're 1-3 or something like that, they're not going to feel the pressure of, we got to get that young quarterback on the field right now, because I'm adamant that Tua needs to sit and develop his game and just get physically healthy and not get rushed back onto the field. And then the third thing is this. They traded away Minkah Fitzpatrick last year, a good player, for a first-round pick. And they traded away Laramie Tunsil, a good player, for a first-round pick. The Dolphins didn't trade away good players to just go take those picks and draft good players. They traded away those players to get picks to make sure they got the player that they wanted. And Tua should be the player that they wanted. It's an easy answer for the Dolphins. You can throw the Chargers in there as well. Stephen A., for the Patriots, my only caveat would be this. That team's a far ways away from being just a quarterback away. They have bigger issues than just a quarterback spot. And to mortgage, you're looking at first-round pick this year, 2 third-round picks this year, probably a first-round pick next year, maybe a 2022 first or second-round pick. So it's just going to be too much on that organization.
Hey, Dan, here's my thinking. See, I'm not denying that Miami should get Tua. My issue is the trading up. So you got Cincinnati at number 1. They're going to take Joe Burrow. I've been told personally that the Washington Redskins, as I reported months ago, Max, that Chase Daniels, this dude is going to the Washington Redskins. They're not going to draft a quarterback because because you got a situation where Daniel Snyder does not want to give up on Haskins. So you got that at number 2. Detroit could potentially be a wild card because do you believe in Stafford and think there are other problems or not? I understand that. Number 4 is the Giants. You got Daniel Jones there. So my thinking is that Tua will land at number 5 because Detroit probably is not going to take Tua at number 3. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.